It finally happened. The PlayStation VR2 has officially been announced, and oh boy, there's a lot to unpack here. As you can probably tell from the thumbnail of this video, the price of the PlayStation VR2 has been set at $550. I'm not thrilled by this price point by any means, as it costs more than the PS5 itself, but I also can't say I'm too shocked. If you have been following my channel for a while now, you may have seen that my original price prediction for this headset was $400. However, after Sony decided to increase the price of the PS5 in all regions other than the United States, and when comparing the tech inside of this headset with the Quest Pro, which was priced at $1,500. I later said that I would not be surprised if we could see upwards to $800 for the PSVR 2. So given the $400 to $800 price range speculations, I'm relatively okay with the $550. Could be better, could be worse. But of course, there is the perspective of whether or not you already own a PS5 or not. I managed to pick up a PS5 back in 2020 when it launched, but if you don't already have one, then you're looking at least a $1,050 barrier to entry. But compared to the Quest Pro, I feel that this is the headset to pick up if you want to experience next-gen VR gaming. Unlike Meta, Sony is used to releasing hardware that will not be obsolete in a year or two. The first PlayStation VR was released on October 13th, 2016, and is just now being replaced 6.5 years later on February 22nd, 2023. So assuming around a 6-year lifespan, you're looking at around $90 per year for this device before the next generation version may be released. Looking at the $1,500 Quest Pro, for example, I feel like that headset is going to be replaceable in 1 to 2 years, giving it a $1,500 to $750 per year cost. Now, if you want to pre-order this headset, then right now you can register to be able to pre-order the headset on PlayStation.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. You can log in with your PlayStation Network account, and they will send you an email if you were chosen. I have signed up, but have not yet received an email, but fingers crossed. It looks like pre-orders are going to officially begin on November 15th, 2022. I'm not sure if this is also for the PlayStation.com site, or if it's just for everyone else like Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop, and Walmart. But if you're looking to pick up a PSVR 2, then definitely mark your calendars, because the PS5 was a hell of a time to try to pre-order due to bots, and then there were supply shortages that followed, and I can totally see that this headset falling into a very similar situation. I do plan on pre-ordering this headset if I am able to. For me, I do want to experience next-gen VR, and I think this headset is a much better place to experience that compared to the Quest Pro. In 2023, I think gaming is still going to be the big showcase experience for VR tech compared to the metaverse or productivity use cases. I am also developing a VR game, which right now I'm planning on releasing for Quest 2. However, I would absolutely love to also bring that to the PSVR 2. So having one for development purposes is pretty relevant for me personally. And of course I have this YouTube channel here as well, and would love to make some PSVR 2 videos. But $550 is still a hell of a lot of money. So do me a favor by hitting that like and subscribe button, and leave a comment about your thoughts about this headset. Those small actions go a long way into how many people YouTube shows these videos to. I'm gonna pick up the PSVR 2 headset regardless, but some YouTube monetization eventually would be dope. Now when it comes to the pre-order, there are going to be 2 product listings that you could purchase. The first one is just the standard PSVR 2 package for $550, and the other one is a Horizon Call of the Mountain bundle for $600. The only difference between these 2 bundles is, of course, one comes with the new Horizon game, which if you're not picking up this game with the PSVR 2 headset anyways, then what are you even doing buying one of these at launch? Trying to experience Cosmonious High on an $1,100 setup? I'm not sure at this time how much Horizon Call of the Mountain will cost standalone, but if we assume $70 like any other first-party PS5 game, then this bundle at least has you saving $20. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but it's still a no-brainer bundle. In terms of accessories, the only one that was announced was the controller charging station for $50. I'm going to sleep on this one for now. It says that this is so you don't need to plug in your controllers into the PS5, freeing up a port. So it sounds like these controllers can charge via USB. So I'll just use a wall charger to charge these controllers for now. When it comes to accessories like this, I will typically recommend that you take that $50 and spend it on actual games instead. But what games are going to be for the PSVR 2, you ask? Well, Sony also announced 11 new games coming to the PSVR 2. First, we have The Dark Pictures Switchback VR, which is an on-rails horror shooter. It reminds me a lot of like House of the Dead in arcades back in the day. This one could be a pretty cool experience depending on the price point, of course. Next, we have Crossfire Sierra Squad. This looks like a Call of Duty game, so that will be available if you're looking to scratch that itch. It says it has over 60 campaign missions, which actually makes me think that these missions are not very long. The next one is Light Brigade, which looks like the most unique out of everything mentioned thus far. It will be a cross-buy title for PSVR and PSVR 2 though, so I'm not sure how many next generation features this is going to include. Next we have Cities VR, which is already available on Quest 2. I'm sure a game like this would really benefit with the PS5 graphics compared to the Quest 2. Cosmonious High. I have no idea what this is. Hello Neighbor could actually benefit a lot from VR. I wasn't really a fan of the first one because I thought the puzzle designs were ridiculous, but in first-person VR, this could actually be a pretty fun experience. Jurassic World Aftermath Collection is also coming to PSVR 2. Something like this really just depends on how much you like the Jurassic Park franchise. Next we have Pistol Whip VR, which is another on-rail shooter with some rhythm game elements mixed in. Zenith the Last City is coming to PSVR 2, which I actually expressed interest in my last video about this game. I think that I'll actually pick up this one on the PSVR 2 rather than the Quest 2, as the PSVR 2 has to be tethered to the console anyways, so a long-form sit-down experience like this would be perfect. And then may as well get those PS5 graphics also for this MMORPG. Next we have After the Fall, which is a post-apocalyptic co-op shooter, perfect if you have a friend who is also getting a PSVR 2. And finally we have Tentacular, if you ever dreamed about being an octopus, I guess. So if you're still watching this video, needless to say, those 11 titles are a bit lackluster. I think I will pick up Zenith the Last City, as that has already been on my radar. Dark Pictures and Hello Neighbor could actually also be candidates for pickups for me personally, depending on their price points. However, those are just 11 games that were mentioned today. Of course, we have Horizon Call of the Mountain, but we also have No Man's Sky and the complete campaign for Resident Evil Village coming as well. Firewall Ultra is also on my radar purely because it's the only other first-party title known that is coming to the PSVR 2. It's a follow-up to Firewall Zero Hour, which was an original PlayStation VR exclusive, which is described as VR's answer to Rainbow Six Siege. And then, not even gonna lie, I heard it's not that good, but I'm probably going to also pick up Star Wars Tales from the Galaxy's Edge Enhanced Edition. I've been in such a Star Wars craze lately, so I'm down for a high-end graphic Star Wars VR experience. Hot take, I just rewatched the original trilogy, and I did not like Return of the Jedi as much as I thought I did. I thought for the longest time it was my favorite of the three, but now I feel like it's clearly the bottom of the three, with 4 and 5 being better. So yeah, about 4 months ago, and we will finally be entering into the next generation VR territory. The launch lineup is not the greatest ever, but this headset should have a 6-year life cycle, and considering we are now at risk of hardware going up in price post-launch, you may as well try to pick this one up at launch if you've been on the fence about it. Horizon Call of the Mountain is still going to be the killer app at launch, and there is plenty of variety out there in terms of smaller titles where you can hopefully find a couple that pique your interest to pick up as well. Hopefully the wait for more big exclusive first-party VR titles are coming to PSVR 2 in 2023, but at the very least it seems like many of the third-party titles that were originally announced for Quest 2 are making their way over to PSVR 2, so that could make this headset the king of third-party experiences. Are you picking up a PlayStation VR 2 headset at launch? What games are you most excited for? If you want to stay up to date on the PSVR 2, then make sure to hit the subscribe button, as there will be plenty more content about this headset coming. If you made it this far in the video, then thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.